In a small, peaceful village nestled between the hills, there lived a young boy named Noah. He was loved deeply by his father, a wise and respected man in the village. His father would often speak of Noah's exceptional kindness and intelligence, and it was clear to everyone that Noah was destined for something greater. However, not everyone in the family shared this admiration. Noah's brothers, older and full of pride, grew jealous of the attention and love their father gave him. They resented Noah, believing he was the cause of their father's favoritism. One evening, Noah, with a sparkle in his eyes, excitedly told his family about a dream he had. In the dream, the sun, the moon, and 11 stars all bowed down to him. His father, upon hearing this, recognized its significance and gently explained that Noah was destined for greatness, a future where he would rise above them all. The brothers, already filled with jealousy, couldn't bear this. The thought of their younger brother becoming so important made their hearts burn with anger. That night, they gathered and made a terrible decision. In a moment of weakness, they plotted to rid themselves of Noah, to erase the source of their bitterness. One of the brothers, who still felt some sympathy for Noah, suggested that they throw him into a well, where he would be forgotten. Reluctantly, the others agreed, thinking this would be the end of him. They told their father they would take Noah with them to play, but instead, they took him to the well. They bound him tightly, throwing him into the darkness, and left him there to suffer. When they returned home, they presented their father with Noah's blood-stained cloak, claiming that a wild animal had attacked him. Their father, devastated, could not believe it. He mourned deeply for his son, yet he never lost hope, silently trusting that somehow Noah would return. Noah, lost and abandoned, cried out in the cold, dark well, but no one could hear him. His heart was heavy, but he held on to faith. Hours passed, then days, and just as his hope seemed to fade, a caravan of travelers passed by the well. Hearing faint cries for help, they discovered Noah and rescued him. They took him away to a faraway land where he was sold into slavery. But Noah was not broken. Even in his suffering, he remained patient and strong. His faith in God never wavered, and through his integrity and wisdom, he earned respect from those around him. Years passed, and Noah's character continued to grow. He became a man of wisdom and kindness, a trusted advisor in the land he now called home. Despite his rise to power and position, he remained humble, always giving credit to God for his blessings. His brothers, unaware of his fate, were suffering from a severe famine and were forced to travel to a distant land to seek food. Desperate and hungry, they arrived at the court of the powerful man who held the key to their survival, the very same man they had betrayed all those years ago. When Noah saw his brothers, he immediately recognized them, though they didn't recognize him. With a mixture of sorrow and strength, he decided to test their hearts before revealing himself. He treated them with kindness, offering them food and assistance. But deep down, he knew that forgiveness and reconciliation were the only way forward. As the brothers continued to plead for help, Noah finally revealed himself to them. His brothers were shocked, their guilt overwhelming them. They couldn't believe that the boy they had betrayed, thrown into a well and left to die, was standing before them. But Noah, full of compassion, spoke to them with words of peace and forgiveness. He reminded them of the importance of family, kindness, and repentance. He assured them that no harm would come to them, for God had a greater plan that had brought them all together again. And so Noah forgave his brothers, and in time their bond was restored. The family was reunited, and Noah's father, who had never given up hope, was overjoyed to see his son again. Noah's story became one of the greatest lessons of patience, forgiveness, and the power of faith in God's plan. His brothers learned the true meaning of humility, and they never again allowed jealousy and anger to cloud their hearts. From that day on, Noah lived a life of wisdom and peace, always remembering the trials he had faced and the lessons he had learned. His story became a beacon of hope for all who heard it, a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is always light, and that forgiveness is the path to true peace.